Hi, I'm Farmer Mike from the Urban Farmstead. Today I'm going to be building a greens bubbler, or otherwise known as greens washer. My wife and I got the idea from Curtis Stone from his YouTube channel, The Urban Farmer Curtis Stone. And it's really handy thing to have on your farm, or a really nice piece of infrastructure to have. And you can do it for pretty cheap. I'm going to be going a little bit off of the plan. I'm going to link Curtis Stone's video in my own channel here, but I'm going to be going a little bit from his plans in a couple of areas. One, I'm not going to be buying a jacuzzi bubbler or a jacuzzi air pump or air blower. Not going to be buying a jacuzzi air blower. I'm just going to be using a leaf blower. So in here I got everything we need. I bought this all from Home Depot for about $250. This is just one of their trugs, or shouldn't say really a trug. It's a tub for about 20 bucks. Inside of it, I got the leaf blower, and then I just got a bunch of plumbing fixtures here, PVC pipes, an electrical switch, and I got a garden hose for filling it, and some other random things. We're going to go through how to build that here as we work together. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I need to do is I need to build a frame for this. Alright, so I'll grab a few essential pieces of equipment, some tape measure, safety glasses, I'll need those in a minute, and marker here. So I'm going to build a frame just to cover the bottom of it with some cross pieces here to hold it so that it doesn't fall through the water. The weight of the water doesn't fall through the bottom of it. So let's see, I need a frame. $32.5 by 16.5. 32.5 by 16.5. So let's get to building that. Alright, now that I've arranged the video a little bit better, I'm going to go ahead and build this thing up. 32.5 by 16.5. Well, as they say, measure twice, cut once, so I'm going to measure twice. 32.5, 16.5. Just write that down on my bench. That's the goal. So I'm going to cut out the first side here. It's just your standard miter saw. Now I want another one exactly this size. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to build a frame. Be pretty simple. I'm going to start out by doing just a square frame, and then I'm going to put some pieces here like this, and another set of pieces like that. And that should be enough to support the weight of the tub with water in it. So now these have to be 16.5. No, not quite long enough. Set that aside, we'll use it later. I'm sure there's some cabinet makers out there that are disagreeing with the way I'm doing things, but this doesn't really have to be that precise. I'm not building any cabinetry or anything, just putting together a sturdy frame to hold a piece of infrastructure. For instance, that right there, what I just did, you really shouldn't measure off of the board you cut, but again, like I say, it doesn't need to be too precise. Alright, there we go. So this is a basic frame. I'm building it upside down, if you're wondering. Alright, that looks pretty good. I will grab the square. Again, you need, you have to buy tools for this, so obviously it's going to raise the price up a little bit of what you're doing. But any good Farmstead will probably have almost every tool you need. You could, of course, do this with a smaller square. Some precision does pay off. For instance, I was quite a bit out of square when I first laid it out, so it would have been a little bit wonky in the final build on it. All right, I'm gonna go grab the drill. All right, I got my impact driver. Not really a drill, but an impact driver. And again, I had some of these things like these screws already. So these are just your standard deck screw. I'm just gonna put it together with that. If you have to buy deck screws for this tub here, is about 50 bucks at Home Depot. Always wear the proper PPE, personal protective equipment. Now make these joints pretty solid. If you really want to make sure they're solid, you can glue them together, but that kind of takes away the point of using the screws. If you're wondering about my impact driver, I got one of these upon doing a couple of reviews. I used to use a drill, and I'll tell you, one of the best investments I ever made. These things will put screws in better than a drill any day, and they're lighter and faster, and they have that hammering action to help get the screw started. I find that the wood splits a lot less when you don't pre-drill if you use one of these. You have to forgive me a little. I'm sweating because it's about 90% humidity here right now in Connecticut, and luckily it's not that hot. It's only about 65-70 degrees right now, but the humidity is pretty high, like I said, around 90%. So what we do now is I'm just going to add these to bring the level of support all up the same and to give it a nice thick set of sides here. So I'm just going to take this and measure it. So just like that, I'm going to do the same for the other side. Alright, there we go. We have a nice sturdy frame to start with. And now I'm going to put in some braces on it. And then we'll put the legs on and go from there. I don't think I actually need double supports in the center. I think the wood will do a little bit of cheating here. Wood screws here are pretty tough. I'll put a few extra in on the sides, and we'll go a little bit on the cheaper side / lighter side to make my wife a little bit happier about this, so it's not super duper heavy. Not that we're planning to move her that much. So this, like I said, this is going to go right here, and I need to account for that in building this. It's the only thing that's going to be on the bottom. That one's nice and tight. The other one's a little looser. Again, I'm not really building a cabinet, so it's good enough. Alright, there we go. We got a nice little frame, which we'll test out here. So you see, even I can, at around 200 pounds, I can stand on these. Not really a huge issue, even only on one of them. So, pretty sure they'll hold up to the weight of the water. Alright. So, here we go. Not really going to put any sides on it. Again, I'm trying to save a little bit on weight. I'm not going to put any kind of frame to hold it on. Just really just going to set on there. And the reason for that is that it's going to have stuff, like I said, it's going to have that post in the bottom that'll help keep it centered. And really should stay, once I get all the stuff wired in, it really should stay where it's supposed to be. Alrighty. So the next step is to figure out how tall to make this.